David Reagan on the 6 car on the inside. That's Vickers in the 32. Whoa, trying to go 3 wide. No, he thinks better.
Yeah, looks like Vickers thought better of that, but he looked to the middle there for a second.
Yeah, that's a thought. The racetrack's wide enough right there. You just have to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. And as you get down the front stretch, it's plenty wide to do that. See Steve Wallace, he's struggling just a little bit. David Reagan right on the bottom, but Steve had a nice qualifying effort. We see another battle here for second.
Here come the Gibbs cars.
Let's check in on the 99 car. Dave.
The first 6 laps for Scott Speed. Very good today, but a tight race car. As you see, he's getting passed yet again.
Whoa.
And now Denny Hamlin out of control, guys.
Spin in front of you, spin in front of you, stay up high. Straighten the wheel up, straighten the wheel up.
He does a complete 360.
Mike
There's
Bliss spinning behind. I didn't see it, but I would say Bliss probably was slowing down and got hit from behind there, maybe.
Yeah, there's a car that's got some smoke coming out. Looks like there's some contact.
So we do not make it 10 laps.
Looks like there's no damage on Hamlin's car, but it looked like that car just snapped around off the corner.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of rubber. Not a lot of rubber put down up in that top groove yet, and you haven't got a lot of the...
Oh, this Brad Keselowski here's got a lot of damage.
Wow. Brad has had a tough going here in these first 3 races of the season.
Thought he was going to have 2 top 10 finishes at Daytona and California, and then has trouble again today. Let's see if we can see what happened at 20. The car just suddenly snaps.
Yeah, he just made the pass on Scott Speed.
You can see he got just out of that black part of the racetrack and hung that right rear in the gray, where it's not very clean right now, especially early in the race.
Mike Bliss behind this. We'll see if he got a little tap.
Yes, everybody was trying to slow down here, kind of. Oh, you see, they just got together.
Yeah, all these guys were just seeing what was happening in front and trying to get on the brakes and didn't see each other.
Mike Bliss, many in the garage area, said he's the sleeper to win it today. Here on lap number 8, already contact for the 1 car. He will spin it around as the first caution of the day waves at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Well, did they get the 88 car fixed with all the damage? I don't think so. We're hearing they may have a tire rub on the Brad Keselowski machine. Let's watch the car go in the corner. Yep, left front.
Definitely got some issues there they're going to have to address. They're going to have to keep working on this car. They're probably going to end up losing some laps and have to get in here and work on it.
Going away, I think. At 10-4. A lot less smoke that time.
You can see there Carl Edwards didn't make that pass on Scott Speed and actually cost him another spot as Brian Vickers went by.
Well, they're... Stay up high, Brad. You got 1 coming there. 1 coming there. Caution's out. Caution's out. Slow down there. Slow down there. I'll get you down here. You're slowing way down.
Now, this is the problem. When you think a tire rub's going to go away, they hardly ever do. And they had a rub and it cut that left front tire down.
Well, the day goes from bad to worse for Brad Keselowski, and that's sort of been the story of his 2009 season. Daytona, contact with the wall, again at California, and now twice today in the first 15 laps. Started to head back to the garage area. Now we'll think better of it and bring it out. Here's what happened a moment ago.
You can see that left front tire just goes, and nothing Brad can do but ride it to the wall.
This was supposed to be a championship season, and it may be yet for Brad Keselowski. Oh my, he will not forget his latest trip to Las Vegas. Getting set to go back to green here. Thanks, guys. We'll look forward to visiting with Mark here in just a moment. Kevin Harvick will lead him down. He has been the second leader today. There have only been 2, he and pole sitter Scott Speed, but the guy right behind Harvick, Kyle Busch, has it in his mind to make it 3 leaders before this lap is up.
He's going to be digging hard. You can see Harvick, though, getting off the corner real well. Got a good jump on the start.
Scott Speed's still there in that 3rd spot. We heard him talk about that he had a little bit of a tight situation with his race car here early. And that doesn't surprise me because he qualified so well, and generally that's going to happen in that situation. But he's been able to stay right there in the top 5, and they'll be able to take a little bit of that tightness out whenever they do make a pit stop.
He's hanging right in there. I mean, he's running up on the racetrack a little bit, which I think is fitting his car's setup. You see Kyle Busch now right on the bottom of the racetrack trying to work underneath Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, and as we showed then, we were talking about those bumps. Here goes Kyle Busch trying to make a pass for the lead. We'll see if Kevin Harvick holds him off on that outside. I believe he'll be able to do that. Oh, Kyle Busch loses it.
Spins right up in front of Scott Speed, who hammers him hard.
All right, it's killed.
Reagan gone spinning. Justin Allgaier down pit road, the rookie, avoiding the crash.
That was almost what we saw Denny Hamlin do. That car just snapped around.
You just have to be so careful. You get on the inside with these cars. They're so aero sensitive along with the bumps, and you have to drive them so hard, get so much gas to them, you lose traction quickly, and that's exactly what we saw there from Kyle Busch.
You know, Kevin Harvick just doing all he could to stay on the outside, and that kind of put Kyle Busch in a little difficult situation getting off the corner there where his car is pretty loose.
There is no home field advantage.
Supposed to get parades too early. That's my fault.
For Kyle Busch, let's show you again what happened here on the inside of the racetrack, inside of Harvick coming in turn 4.
And you can see he got that left front tire down on the white line there, and that'll make the car turn just a little bit better, and that just got him loose. He lost the aero because the car was on the outside of him, and we heard Kyle say there he just racing a little bit too hard for that point in time of the race, and it was his fault.
That was a hard lick too, and just a tough break for Scott Speed, just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Only one top 10 finish and 5 starts at this racetrack for Kyle Busch, and that was second a couple of years ago. Otherwise, his average finish is 20th. And that will not help the average. Scott Speed had nowhere to go, and he comes up and slaps the wall and the 18 car. Brendan Gaughan spinning down across. Looks to be undamaged. And caution number 3 on the day. This kind of hard impact will bring out the red flag for repairs here at Las Vegas. Back in a moment.
As we get ready to go racing, Kevin Harvick, the leader. Kind of easy to forget that, Doc, huh, with everything else that's going on.
Trying to stay under the radar, guys. Kevin Harvick has led now 22 of the 24 laps. Scott Speed led the first 2 from the pole. Ryan Vickers behind him. Carl Edwards is third. Biffle and now Jeff Burton all the way up in the top 5. Dale Earnhardt Jr. now digging on the bottom of the racetrack for 6th position.
He's trying to get under Stephen Wallace, but that high line is really working well here early in the race, and these guys are going to have to let these things kind of sort out, because we've seen some really good drivers spin out, just like we heard him say downstairs.
Stephen Wallace will take that position away from Earnhardt Jr. Wallace has had a really good car all weekend. There's Jr. in the 5 car in 6. Behind him is the rookie Justin Allgaier. A lot of people in the garage, DJ, thought Allgaier could have his first top 5 here today, or maybe better.
Absolutely. Shown a lot of promise. Done a really good job in the first 2 races, and in practice was very good. You know, what I liked watching there with Stephen Wallace, too, was he got passed on the outside in one of the earlier restarts, and so the young man learned about that. But Justin Allgaier is really a talent we're going to be able to keep an eye on. I think he'll win a race in this car this year in this series.
Caution is out. Back it down. Back it down.
Scramble of cars in turn 4, the 09. John West Townley has had contact with the concrete, does not get hit by other cars, fortunately, as they went above and below him, but we have caution now for the 4th time.
A lot of guys did a great job to miss that. Brendan Gaughan had made that pit stop and was coming up from the back, and
take it to the garage.
avoided that car.
To the garage. Take a set of tires to the garage.
Brad might need to get a halftime bet on this over-under deal. He might have to go for the second half of the race.
Yeah, he's going to lose that one, I'm afraid. And we're on board here with Mike Bliss. See how he's going down in the corner here. He's got a good look at this 09. He just gets a little bit loose and goes around.
Spin behind you. Spin behind you.
I don't think Bliss got into him there. And that's the other danger. We talk about that high line. You have to be really careful right there. Now here's Brendan Gaughan here.
Just up on the outside of Joe Nemechek.
He just put on tires too. You have to be really careful in that situation. He obviously has to miss the wreck, but you don't want to run over anything from a previous wreck up there either. He's already used up 1 set of tires, and that's the problem. I see all of these guys having these problems early, spinning out and things. They're using up a set of tires that these other guys are going to have for later on.
Well, the good news is that if they don't spin out, these tires will last a long time. We saw Brendan Gaughan have to come down pit road because he did spin out and possibly flat spotted him, so they had to change him. But Biffle's had consistently the fastest car for the last 10 to 15 laps. I mean, he's really moving up through the field nice. Saw him passing 2 and 3 wide, coming through the tri-oval. He's caught Denny Hamlin in this 20 car.
Yeah, he's just been past him wherever he came. He's running extremely fast lap times and dealing with traffic at the same time.
And if you just joined our coverage, Jamie Little reported a moment ago that Greg Biffle is under the weather, has some kind of flu-like syndrome, or symptoms, so they may want to spray him with flu every week because he is driving the wheels off that Ford.
Caution's out. Got to spin down the back. Caution's out.
Yeah, we've got a car spinning the wall here.
Caution number 5, and here's Stephen Wallace spinning as well.
Like that was Scott Gaylord that had been in the wall. Now Stephen Wallace got some damage to his right front.
There's the 5-car Dale Earnhardt Jr. We are hearing from spotters there may have been some contact among a couple of these cars, several of these cars. They were trying to get slowed down. The 52 car is who spun.
Now get that right front looked at.
Or hit the wall to bring out the caution flag. There is Scott Gaylord's car.
Yeah, just looking at Steve Wallace's car, it looks like possibly there's a lot of oil.
Yeah, you see a lot of fluid coming out of this 52 car. Could have been part of the secondary wreck we saw with Stephen Wallace. Actually, has a little contact with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, that's looking out the back of the 5 cars they were coming by.
If he slowed down to as the caution came out and Steve just didn't slow down, or if they were just racing right there and got together.
Well, you see Edwards just tiptoeing beneath the lap car. They're being very careful after all the spins we've seen there coming off the turn. There is Allgaier, the rookie.
You see the lap times right there. Justin Allgaier a couple tenths quicker than Carl Edwards that lap.
I think Carl had to get out of the throttle a little bit when he passed that lap car, and that hurt his lap time on that one. But we'll see here. He was just a little bit quicker than Kevin Harvick also.
Once again, caution.
Turn two. One car got in the wall. Keep it up there. Slow it right down.
Remember, Mike Bliss had already been on pit road and lost a lap because he had cut a tire, and now he's in the wall, bringing out caution again.
Yeah, he had some damage from an earlier wreck, and it cut the right rear tire down. The last time looks like that's happened again. They still had a little bit of rub right there. They got more damage this time.
Man, 2 guys that we thought that were our nationwide regulars, Brad Keselowski and Mike Bliss, we thought they were going to battle for the championship here, and they've had nothing but bad luck in these first 3 races.
Mike Bliss was running hard trying to stay that first car 1 lap down to get that lucky dog, but this is what you don't want. You don't want to be the guy that brings it out.
Yeah, you could hear as he went down into turn 1.
Keep it up there.
That tire let go.
Not a good day for drivers we thought would be championship contenders and be up in the points early on. Keselowski in the garage, Kyle Busch, and now Mike Bliss, the latest to have more issues. Under caution again here for the 6th time today. Carl Edwards will lead him down, 88 laps complete, still 12 laps away from halfway. Kevin Harvick on the hunt behind him. Then the rookie, Allgaier.
Harvick was able to make the pass last time on the restart. Looks like he's got that thing going in. I think his truck driver Ron Hornaday's taught him a little something about restarts. Oh, slides right up in front of Carl. Now moves out of the way. He realized what he had done right there.
Yeah, that was risky right there. That's how you get turned around. These 2 guys are really pros, though. And
Watch the 12 from here. He might get that 2nd spot.
Easy does it now.
Folks, that 12 car, Justin Allgaier, he is 22 years old. He told me in the garage area, here's the best part. He's been racing for 18 years. He started when he was 5 and a quarter major.
Oh, trouble.
One of our rookies around, Michael Annette. And here's another car going into wall 0.
That's not his fault at all.
Robert Richardson. Got some heavy damage to the left side of this car.
This might have been a chain reaction because the 15 car was already up in the wall. There is Michael Annette.
We've just been talking about how good these rookies were doing. Michael Annette was on the lead lap.
Well, we've said a number of times that these restarts are whenever things are going to be the most difficult for these guys with these tires not having any heat in them. Trying to run hard. You have to drive, once again, you have to drive these cars so hard because of that tapered spacer that they run on. A lot of damage there.
See the window net down.
You can see what happens here. Whoa.
Oh, my.
DJ Kennigan in 81 just got turned or got sideways. Got into Michael Annette.
Just at the worst possible place on this track, too. The fastest part of the track, getting into turn 1.
That's a hard lick, driver's side.
Jason Keller's on board. Look ahead of him. You'll see this all unfold. Oh.
Easy. Lower.
I I can't figure out what happened to the 81 car right there.
Yeah, the only thing that I think back is to what Brad Keselowski said earlier about when you let out of the gas with these cars, at rear end unlocks. You know, that's why these guys a lot of times won't come all the way out of the throttle because of what it allows the rear end to do there, and it'll turn these cars, and especially in a situation aero-wise too.
That car just took a dead right-hand turn getting in the corner.
Robert Richardson able to climb out. You see, he's a pretty big boy. Very good shape physically, and he certainly took a hard lick there in that car number 0. Michael Annett, who was running in 13th position, one of the 5 rookies we had running in the top 15. His car tagged by the 81 of DJ Kennington. They have stopped the field on the racetrack because of all the debris that will need to be cleaned up.
Be ready. Ready. Be ready. Ready. Be ready. Be ready. Green flag, green flag, green flag, green flag. Everybody pulling, watch your outside 66. For him. Still inside, still inside. Still inside. You're all clear. Bumper, all clear. 2 wide, still inside. Bottom. Ready, still in there. Another lap on the bottom, 3 up in front of you. Outside, 12 outside, 12 outside. Clear, clear. Come to the bottom, come on.
Troubled a couple of the contenders. Burton and Harvick involved in a crash, and now others swept into it. There's Stephen Wallace spinning.
Just like we saw early in the race, this 29 car just turned around right in front of traffic. Stephen Wallace involved, a lot of cars involved in this. Kevin Harvick, one of the contenders, is in it.
Yeah, Harvick has a lot of damage to his car. There's Stan Barrett.
61 car
over his head.
also spinning. Brandon Witt, there's the 61 car. The damage on the back of the car, just got back on the lead lap a moment ago.
Just kind of hold your breath on these restarts because these cars are so twitchy with new tires and full of fuel.
And there's the damaged car of Kevin Harvick. Maybe the best chance he has had in his career driving his own car to get a win. But that will go away.
Once again, Andy, I think as much as anything, they don't have tires on them. You see Burton just get loose right there. He tries to keep it off of Justin Allgaier, but slides right up in front of Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, the thing is, they didn't have new tires, but they did have a full load of fuel.
Yeah.
And they're around so much traffic, and this air's got stirred up so much that it's really a tricky part of the race when they have these restarts.
Yeah, and you've driven cars before. You know that when you put that full load of fuel, most times you do it just out practicing, just how much it changes your race car. We see right here from Harvick's onboard. See Jeff Burton's car just gets loose.
Damn. We got it, boys.
Once again, we're talking about some of the best drivers in the world. These are Cup guys that are losing this.
3-time winner here, Jeff Burton, and here's the chain reaction behind these cars spinning. There's the contact, 61-07 of David Green, Stephen Wallace.
Morgan Shepherd does a great job to miss this, and you see a ton of cars involved.
Eric McClure, nice job going down pit road to avoid it. The 24 car, here's McClure.
Wreck off of 4, wreck off of 4. Come down pit road. Come down, come on, come on, come on. Good job.
Mike?
And a war-torn Chevrolet of Jeff Burton hits pit road. They'll go to work on the right side of that car, but lots of damage still on the left side of that car. Remarkably, he's been able to run some pretty competitive lap times. Still, they're taking their time, making sure this stop is completed properly as Burton now pulls away.
Burton is down pit road, and now the 60 car of Carl Edwards, too fast on exit. He will come down for a pass through.
Man, and he got himself back on the lead lap with all of that.
Too fast exiting. Check that down one time.
Whoa, there was the leader, David Reagan, and he has slammed the wall in his Ford, bringing out caution again.
Wow. This is too much going on.
It's almost too much to keep up with, but
you deserve a lot better.
The pit stops did cycle out right there, all the green flag stops. Greg Biffle's now the leader. That's too bad for David Reagan. He's got some heavy damage on this car.
His car had been damaged before. They had done such a great job down there getting it repaired. Mike Kelly and the crew, and Reagan was being shown as the leader.
Don't know if he was trying to get on the pit road or trying to get in position to come down the pit road.
He'd already been there, so let's see what happens here. That car just gets loose.
It's like we've seen other cars do today, right through that corner.
That's a hard hit. They was able to drive away from there.
That's too bad. He'd driven himself right up to the front and worked hard all day to get there.
Let's check this out from Greg Biffle's onboard camera. David Reagan right up in front of him here. Watch the car twitch right there. And then there's just no saving it.
Back her down, stay low.
Here you see Brendan Gaughan he just barely made the commitment cone, but a little bit out of control trying to get there.
He was wrong about it. He said he wasn't speeding. He was speeding coming in also. So, but a great job of not hitting anything.
And he wants to start at the end of the longest line, as does the 60 car. Carl Edwards. So both the 60 and 62 go for speeding. They will be at the back of the field when we go back to green flag. Working caution for the 10th time. Less than 30 laps to go. Greg Biffle is the leader. And how about the rookie, Justin Allgaier? Can he get it done? Wow. Would that be impressive? Back in a moment. 4 of the last 5 years, the winner, the driver who won the race, did not take the lead until inside of 10 laps to go. Could it happen again? Back to the green flag here with 26 laps to go.
Junior tried to get a little too much of a start there. He had to back out. He was about to pass too soon.
See, Denny Hamlin's 20 car, he's trying to get that lap back.
Yeah, Biffle got a great start there. Got himself some room.
And he's also got that 20 car between him and Justin Allgaier. That's a good buffer for Biffle.
And we talk about Allgaier. There's 2 hungry drivers right behind there, too.
How about Scott Lagasse? He's got this car in the top 5 after crashing in qualifying. They had to scramble to get this car ready just to start the race.
There is Lagasse, the rookie driver. 2 rookies in the top 5. And now Lagasse moving in on the 38 car for 3rd position.
I tell you, Scott Lagasse has been, to me, the most impressive and improved driver that I've seen in these first 3 races from last year.
He has been real surprising this year. This 11 car, they switched to Toyotas this year, and I think it's been a great move for this team. Scott Lagasse has just fell right in there with Paul Wolf, the crew chief, and I think they're just doing an outstanding job.
Yeah, they seem to be making a really, really good team. Uh-oh, problem for Allgaier. Got up a little too high.
Pushing just a little bit too hard, and here comes Lagasse taking advantage.
Rookie passing rookie there. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. now inside the 12 car of Allgaier. That is 4th position. That's for 4th spot.
I think he saw just a little bit of damage on the right front of that 12 car. I don't know if he got into somebody, but it looked like the letters were rubbed off the tire.
Oh, trouble on the backstretch.
Jason Keller sideways, heads across, spins it around.
On the brake.
And he will hit the safer barrier on the inside, bringing out caution number 11.
Bringing it around the pit box here.
Some heavy traffic. Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly what happened.
Maybe got a little loose off turn 2 here. Yeah, you can see that car way out of shape.
How many times have we seen that today?
Wow.
Comes across and, boy, bounces off that safer barrier. See what Brendan Gaughan was able to watch ahead of him.
He's watching thinking, uh-oh, not again here.
Yeah, it's like, which way do I go?
There you go. Good job. All right, caution's out. Inside.
There's Jason Keller sitting in the car now. What is his misfortune is a break, though, for Denny Hamlin, the 20 car, being able to get now back on the lead lap.
That's the good news. The bad news is he's going to start in an 11th spot on this restart. And not very many laps to go. We're going to have about 20 laps to go when we go green.
Yeah, and actually he'd be further than that because he had to start tailing the longest line, which is going to be the inside line. So with that many cars a lap down. Just means a lot to say you were in the top 10, not 11.
Yeah.
But
that one spot does mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brendan coming off his career first top 10 last week at California.
Yeah, you wouldn't race that hard for 6th because he just doesn't sound as good, you know. But you were going from 11th to 10th sounds great.
5 laps to go.
Folks, don't go anywhere because this race has a history of getting really wild in the final laps and smoke out of the right front of the 20 car.
We see some damage on the right side of the 20 car, and we see some tire smoke out of Brendan Gaughan's car just a little bit. Looks like Denny Hamlin's been against the wall.
Right front tire is rubbing. It is rubbing.
It's rubbing pretty good. He's had some major contact. Oh, Oh, big crash.
Right up in front of Bliss, and Bliss just pops him.
We just flew it. He got run into. We're in the wall. We're on fire. Need to get out, Denny. Go ahead and jump out. It is on fire.
See one of the rear springs stuck in the nose. I don't know if that's his rear spring.
I would say that's
Or
where
Bliss.
ran up in the back of it and drove it up, knocked it out of there.
Just trying to get it to the finish after making that contact with the outside wall.
Yeah.
Must have had a tire go down and got in the fence, and poor Mike Bliss, just no place to go.
Yeah. He just ran right up in front of Bliss. Bliss is sitting there thinking, what else could possibly happen?
Cut tire, problems getting on and off of pit road today. And there's Denny Hamlin climbing out of his car. What a comeback he had. Couple of spit road speeding penalties and issues in the pits. Here's how it all unfolded a moment ago. The 20 car of Hamlin bouncing it off the fence.
Yeah, right there's where it started. You see that damage, and it started rubbing the tire.
That was just after he had passed Brendan Gaughan. And here's, as he goes down into turn one, that tire lets go right in front of Mike Bliss.
And these guys are all racing as hard as they can because there's 5 laps to go. And Mike Bliss just didn't have any idea this 20 car was going to go in the fence like that.
Watch this hit again. You can see the smoke. Right here's where it's going to let go.
Man, big wreck.
At that point in time, Bliss probably hadn't even backed out of the throttle yet.
He was looking to the outside. I think he was going to try to pass the 20 on the outside, getting in the corner.
All clear there, buddy. You see what you got in front of you.
Watch the violence of this impact.
See the nose going completely up under the rear wheels of the 20 car Denny Hamlin. See the parts and pieces flying out of these race cars. Fire, man, that's a big fire under the hood of the 20.
And this is just where all the safety features that we have in these cars.
Yeah, you can see this spring right here. It's just going down the racetrack. It lines up in
back
the
to
nose.
the front. Started out in the rear of the car.
Yeah.
What was a brand new race car that had never been on the racetrack prior to the day. That 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing is now pretty much junk.
Joe Gibbs had a tough day today. They tore up 2 good race cars.